10ο Διεθνές Φεστιβάλ Ντοκιμαντέρ Καστελορίζου και είμαστε εδώ με την Κριτική Επιτροπή FIPRESCI. Να καλωσορίσω την Κριτική Επιτροπή, να ευχαριστήσω πάρα πολύ για τη συμβολή σας στη 10η έκδοση του Διεθνούς Φεστιβάλ Ντοκιμαντέρ Καστελορίζου. Έχουμε μαζί μας, θα ξεκινήσω από τις κυρίες, την Elli Mastorou. Καλώς ήρθατε. Έχουμε μαζί μας τον αγαπητό Γιάν Στόρο. Καλώς ήρθατε. Welcome to the 10th Beyond Borders. And Nikos Aletras. Νίκο, καλησπέρα, καλώς ήρθατε.
Καλησπέρα. Φαντάζομαι ότι με αυτή την εισαγωγική ομιλία εκπροσωπώ και τους συναδέλφους μου. Σας ευχαριστούμε πάρα πολύ για την πρόσκληση. Σας ευχαριστούμε για το πάρα πολύ ωραίο περιβάλλον, για τις πολύ ωραίες ταινίες που είδαμε, για την φιλοξενία, για τον επαγγελματισμό και ταυτόχρονα τη ζεστασιά, αυτή την οικογενειακή ζεστασιά που πραγματικά τη νιώσαμε.
Ένα λεπτάκι να μας τα πει αυτά και αγγλικά η συνάδελφός σας, η Elli Mastorou.
So we thank you so much to the festival for inviting us and having this FIPRESCI jury in this wonderful setting and to show us so many various documentaries from different countries.
Νίκο, πες μας λίγο τι είναι η FIPRESCI, να καταλάβουμε. Τι είναι, τι ιστορία έχει, δύο λόγια. I'm just asking about what is FIPRESCI exactly doing and what is the history of FIPRESCI. Just a very short summary about the background of FIPRESCI.
Φέτος γιορτάζουμε τα 100 χρόνια της Διεθνούς Ομοσπονδίας Κριτικής Ταινιών. Όντως είναι μια ομοσπονδία κριτικών κινηματογράφου από όλο τον κόσμο. Ιδρύθηκε το 1925 μεταξύ Παρισιού και Βρυξελών, όταν κάποιοι δημοσιογράφοι, γιατί η κριτική κινηματογράφου είναι δημοσιογράφοι κυρίως, αποφάσισαν να κάνουν μια ένωση. Η ένωση αυτή πήρε την επίσημη μορφή της το 1930, όταν έγινε η δήλωση. Και κανείς δεν φανταζόταν ότι από το 1925 έως το 2025, έως σήμερα δηλαδή, η FIPRESCI, έτσι όπως ονομάστηκε, θα αριθμεί γύρω στα 50 κράτη, εκπροσώπους δηλαδή κριτική κινηματογράφου από 50 κράτη. Τώρα, σε ό,τι αφορά την ελληνική εκπροσώπησή της, αυτή συνέβη το 1977, ένα χρόνο μετά την ίδρυση της Πανελλήνιας Ένωσης Κριτικών Κινηματογράφου, που είναι το εθνικό παρακλάδι της FIPRESCI στην Ελλάδα.
Να μας πει λίγο τη μετάφραση στα αγγλικά και η Elli Mastorou. Ναι, so the FIPRESCI, which is the Federal International Federation of Film Critics, so it was founded in 1925, so 100 years ago. This year we celebrate its centenary, and we celebrate.
Amazing.
And we celebrate it also here with you in Kastellorizo. So it was founded in Brussels by some journalists who wanted to separate like the promotion of movies and the critic of movies. And it was important to have a union that represents critics that defend cinema. And today it represents almost 50 countries, including my union, the Belgian Film Press Union, which I'm the president since 2021. And we celebrate our 100 years at the same time as FIPRESCI because we were founded in Brussels also.
Amazing. So, Elli Mastorou, tell me, what is this job exactly? Is it a job? Is it something you learn by watching a lot of films? Is it something you study? What is it? How do you become film critic?
So that's a very good question. It's a bit of both, I would say. You have to have some passion and love for movies to do that job, and that passion and love does not necessarily require studies. In my case, I have studied theory of cinema and analysis, which allows you to know the history of cinema, to put a movie in its context, to compare it with other works, and to develop critical thinking. And for me, I usually say that being a film critic is expressing a subjective personal opinion based on objective neutral tools, which are the tools of cinema. So editing, actors, the story, the way a film is shot, all of these elements, we take them and we interpret them in our own personal specter, in our own personal sensitivity, to formulate an argument and an opinion. So me, I'm at the borders, you could say, of two countries because I'm Greek, but I was raised in Brussels. So French is my first language, and I write and I work as a film critic in French. It's expressing a critical way, usually in writing, but you can also do it in radio, you can do it on websites, and we go to festivals, of course, to documentary festivals like this one, and international fiction festivals like, of course, the Cannes Film Festival, which is the most famous, but we travel a lot and we see a lot of different festivals.
Before we expand on festival, I just to ask you, Jan, Storo, do I pronounce it correctly? Is it Storo? Yeah?
More or less.
More or less. How is it pronounced?
Storo.
Storo. Okay, Storo. Jan, I just want to ask you, you are here to watch some films and have some criticism. Does your view match, or you have different opinions and you fight after watching the films of the 10th edition of Beyond Borders? I'm really curious.
What type of view do you think about? I didn't understand what you said now.
Do you have the same opinion, three of you, or do you fight about films? Because you're going to give the FIPRESCI award, yeah? The FIPRESCI award. Does your opinion have, do you agree on the same film, or do you have different criticism? The three of you, for instance, the three of you.
Well, what you ask about touches one of the most exciting parts of being in the jury, in international jury, because and FIPRESCI juries are always international, 3 countries. And because that's so exciting to sort of meet people you not know from before. We never met until a week ago. And it's very exciting to sort of start the discussion and find out whether or not people have more or less the same way to think about film.
Do they?
Well, I think we have both found that we have some differences, but we have also many, I would say, similarities in our view. So, but you don't find out about that until you discuss, I guess, actual films that we saw, that we watched.
And do you think the films you watched had a good quality here, the films you watched?
I think there are, in the 18, the main program of 18 films, there are a lot of very good quality films. But also we could sort of find a difference between some of them. We think there are, I think we pointed at, let's say, 6-7 films that we thought were more outstanding. And that's a good thing, that it was not only one, it was a number of films from the 18.
So according to your opinion, approximately half of them were extraordinary.
Yeah, we think those had extra qualities, and that's what we're looking for, of course. As film critics, we should always look for extra qualities, I think.
Elli?
And no, yes, that was the interesting part. I agree with Jan. It's the most exciting part is discussing the movies. And we discussed all of them. We took the time, all of the 18 movies, to share our opinions, to see what was the difference that we saw. Sometimes we thought the same thing, and so it was nice to discover that we each watched the movies on our own, but we came to the same conclusions. But sometimes discussing helped us understand the movie better because someone liked it more than I did, and we were able to explain the movies to each other and offer different opinions. So yes, I think that's the most exciting part for me of our job, is not only watching movies but exchanging ideas, and also in festivals like these to be able to meet the people that actually made the movie. You go out of the screening and then you can go and tell the director, thank you, I love this movie so much, can I ask you why did you use this, or how did you manage that? This is one of the most fascinating and heartwarming experiences, I believe.
Nico, I believe you have attended many festivals. All of you have attended many festivals. Do you think any difference exists for Beyond Borders? Is it different from all the other festivals? Θέλω να σε ρωτήσω, Νίκο, αν πιστεύεις ότι το Beyond Borders είναι λίγο πιο διαφορετικά στημένο από τα άλλα φεστιβάλ κινηματογράφου που ενδεχομένως να έχεις πάει, που σίγουρα έχεις πάει.
Και εγώ ίδιος ίδρυσα το Διεθνές Φεστιβάλ Κινηματογράφου Λάρισσας το 2008, αποχώρησε το 2017. Έχει την πορεία του πλέον και προχωράει το φεστιβάλ. Έχω πάει και σε άλλα φεστιβάλ, εννοείται.
Είναι φεστιβάλ ντοκιμαντέρ ή είναι φεστιβάλ κινηματογράφου?
Κινηματογράφου. Και αυτό που είδα φέτος στο Beyond Borders,
στο Kastellorizo,
στο Kastellorizo,
να το τονίσουμε,
είναι πραγματικά εκπληκτικό. Έχετε κάνει μια εκπληκτική δουλειά.
Η ομάδα φταίει, δεν αναλαμβάνω καμία ευθύνη.
Νομίζω ότι είναι η ατμόσφαιρα. Η ατμόσφαιρα. Δηλαδή, πολλές ταινίες καλές θα βρεις και σε άλλα φεστιβάλ. Ναι. Οργάνωση ίσως θα βρεις και σε άλλα φεστιβάλ. Αλλά νομίζω η ατμόσφαιρα που συνδυάζεται με τον τόπο, που είναι όντως Beyond Borders, είναι όμως και μια γέφυρα. Είναι μια γέφυρα αυτό που κάνετε, είναι καταπληκτικό. Επίσης, διαπίστωσα στο πρόγραμμά σας ότι έχετε πολλές πρεμιέρες φέτος.
Ναι, από τις 42 ταινίες που διαγωνίζονται, οι 35 είναι παγκόσμιες ή διεθνείς πρεμιέρες. Αυτό είναι πάρα πολύ σημαντικό για ένα φεστιβάλ το οποίο θέλει να εδραιώσει την διεθνοποίησή του, ας πούμε. Και αυτό είναι πάρα πολύ σημαντικό, να υπάρχουν παγκόσμιες πρεμιέρες, να υπάρχουν διεθνείς πρεμιέρες, να υπάρχουν πανελλαδικές πρεμιέρες. Είναι σαν να μας λένε οι δημιουργοί, εμπιστεύομαι το παιδί μου σε σένα. As if documentary makers are saying to us, we trust your organization, we trust our babies to your organization. We were just discussing that out of 42 films competing, 35 are world or international premieres. And it's a great honor, literally speaking, for us. And we are humbled for this trust. And we want to continue this way. We really want to have international premieres, world premieres. Οπότε λες ότι είναι διαφορετικό το κλίμα στο Beyond Borders. Αυτό είναι που σε συγκινεί. Είναι ο
επαγγελματισμός και το κλίμα. Αυτή η ατμόσφαιρα, η ζεστασιά που υπάρχει μεταξύ της ομάδας αλλά και των καλεσμένων. Αυτό είναι κάτι το οποίο το μεταφέρεις, νομίζω, και είναι κάτι το οποίο στη συνέχεια μπορεί να το μεταφέρει οποιοδήποτε προσκεκλημένος στον τόπο του και στη χώρα του και στην πόλη του. Και είναι πάρα πολύ σημαντικό. Έχω μια πολύ καλή προαίσθηση για το μέλλον.
For us, yes, filmmakers are the most important thing. It's much more important than material things. And immediately after the filmmaker, the next very important thing is dialogue. This is a festival that promotes dialogue. We want communication. We don't want only screenings and industry. We want to see the humane side of filmmakers. What Elli Mastorou just said, we want to go out for a coffee and ask them questions and exchange views. And many times I have come to realize that out of these exchanges, new ideas for new documentaries were born. I can give you an example. Jordan Patterson attended the festival a few years ago from Canada, and by exchanging ideas, he found here in Kastellorizo his next project, and he's about to finish it, and hopefully he will present it here next year, hopefully. So, is there anything else you would like to add? Is there anything else? Θα θέλατε κάτι άλλο να συμπληρώσετε, οτιδήποτε? Yes, please, Jan, please.
Yeah, I think I would just mention that I like the idea of the Beyond Borders, sort of the objective of the festival. I think the jury, an international jury, we don't have any problems with connecting to that, because we come from different countries, different situations. The film situation, the situation of filmmakers in our countries are different. And then we know that we need to be international people here. And that's sort of a good starting point for watching these 18, in this case 18 films.
And one final thing, do you think that the Critics' Corner was important, the general audience and the filmmakers, to get to know you and to get some ideas how you judge a film? What are your criteria? Do you think this was useful? It was Klaus Eder's idea, and it was established 5 years ago. What are your views on that, the Critics' Corner?
Yes, we discussed it in our jury just before, and we discussed the sort of the potential problem of critic today. where everyone is a critic on social media. Everyone critic, I would say, it's everyone can say anything about films. So we want to sort of have this professional angle to it, but that may also keep a distance between us and the public. So we have a challenge to reach out to people. How do we do that? Because if we dive very deep into the professional values that we have, we may be very distant from the general audience.
So you think it was useful to have...
Yeah, because of that I think it's okay and good to speak to people and let them see who we are.
Yeah.
Yes, I think.
Elli Mastorou, in Greek reality, the art of criticism no longer exists. If you read film critic in Greek newspaper, they're all either perfect, excellent, wonderful, unique, but there is no actual criticism, you know. I think it's a tremendous talent and requires tremendous knowledge and depth to be able to do criticism based on some criteria and not based on I like it, I don't like it, you know. Of course, you're welcome to express your opinion, but do you think FIPRESCI does substantial work to battle this tradition that at least frequently we see in Greek press?
Yes, I believe FIPRESCI does a very important work in giving the critics visibility. First of all, also through these FIPRESCI juries that we go all around the world and we serve in juries, and it gives us the opportunity to defend our profession, like we did at the Critics Corner, which was a great opportunity for the public to identify us, to know who we are, what we do. And it's true that the art of criticism, well, I would say is in danger. And it's interesting because I work in Belgium. I'm Greek and I know a bit of the Greek reality, but I'm more familiar with what's going on in Belgium. And I can say, unfortunately, it's more or less the same. It's that basically the role of culture in our societies and the role of press in our societies and of media and of critical thinking is declining. And so as workers and defenders of culture, we are giving less and less opportunities to have a voice. For a quick example, since 2012, I was working in a newspaper in Brussels, where every week, as a freelancer, we send our articles. I say freelancer because salary jobs do not exist, like I'd never got offered one. But last year there was a merger. This newspaper was bought by another group, and so they have to make cuts. And what you do when you have to make cuts is that you cut the freelancers. So after 15 years working at this newspaper, we got an email saying next month we stop.
Terrible.
And it's not like my friends told me, oh, but are you going to write to other newspapers to find some other? I was like, but to who? It's not like I have 20 other options to write. So it's becoming less and less easy and possible to do our job, to do our professional job, so to get paid to do our job. Not I can post on Instagram something, but who's going to pay me? So it becomes harder and harder to do our job. I don't want to be too dramatic, but I think it's important also to stress that we are struggling actually in big festivals also to have access to interviews and things like that. So FIPRESCI is very central and important in defending our rights and giving us visibility. And festivals like these, like Kastellorizo also, by giving us this space here in this podcast, by hosting the Critics Corner, by the visibility that you give us, I think we discussed it, it's very precious to us. So we really thank you for this opportunity to give us some visibility to express our message.
Thank you for raising such important issues. Yes, we rely on film critics. Festivals are nice, films, documentaries are excellent, but we need film critics to advance.
Θα μπορούσα να προσθέσω. Είναι μια συζήτηση που την έχουμε κάνει, όπως είπε και η Έλλη. Είναι κάτι το οποίο δεν μπορείς να το ελέγξεις έτσι όπως έχουν αλλάξει τα πράγματα και οι συνθήκες. Νομίζω ότι οι κριτικοί θα πρέπει να λειτουργήσουν με βάση που πάει το κύμα αυτών των αλλαγών και και θα πρέπει να βουτήξουν μέσα σε αυτές τις αλλαγές, να χρησιμοποιήσουν όλα τα αναγκαία μέσα, διότι εντάξει, έχει επέλθει γενικότερα ένας εκδημοκρατισμός. Και στην κριτική, οποιοδήποτε μπορεί να γράψει μια κριτική πλέον.
Σωστά.
Ο χρήστης έγινε και ο ίδιος κριτικός κινηματογράφου. Εάν οι κριτικοί δεν προσαρμοστούμε σε αυτές τις νέες συνθήκες, θα αφήσουμε αυτό το έδαφος να το αξιοποιήσουν οι διάφοροι influencers ίσως που μπορούν να αποστάρουν κάτι, μια φωτογραφία από κάποια αίθουσα ή από μια ταινία και με αυτόν τον τρόπο θα χαθεί η κριτική έτσι όπως την ξέραμε τουλάχιστον.
Πολύ σωστά, πολύ σωστά. Θα ήθελα κλείνοντας να ζητήσω και από τους τρεις να κάνετε μία ευχή για το Beyond Borders που αύριο κλείνει την πρώτη του δεκαετία και ξεκινάει αισίως τη δεύτερη. Just before finishing our short conversation, I just want to ask you to make a wish for Beyond Borders. As you all know, tomorrow we start our new decade. The first decade is finished. Now there is a new decade in front of us. Let's see how the next 10 years go. I just, Elli Mastorou, we start from you. Just a little wish for Beyond Borders and for my wonderful team.
Well, I wish for many, many decades of this festival, and I believe the title of this festival is very crucial. So to go beyond borders, to keep broadening the way we think beyond the borders that humans have created, and that this festival will bring many, many new people to the island that will connect with the place, that will connect with each other. And happy birthday, Beyond Borders. May you have a long, long life.
Thank you very much, Elli. Thank you. Jan?
Yeah, I totally agree to that. And I think that one of the things that I like about Beyond Borders is that you don't have tens and tens of Hollywood stars here. This festival is more connected to people's lives in many countries, I guess. And that's sort of to my heart, because I think that film is important in the society, to tell us about the society and to sort of evaluate maybe things happening in society. So, and once again, the title Beyond Borders sort of underlines that. So I also hope for that you will continue with that.
Thank you, Jan. Thank you. Νίκο, με όλους τους πολέμους, με όλες τις προκλήσεις, πιστεύεις θα υπάρχει λόγος να συνεχίσουμε την πορεία μας?
Είναι ένα επιπλέον κίνητρο. Είναι ένα επιπλέον κίνητρο αυτό. Είναι μια εποχή αλλαγών. Εσείς την προηγούμενη δεκαετία ριζώσατε και τώρα νομίζω ότι θα ανθίσετε, γιατί υπάρχουν όλες οι προϋποθέσεις. Και το εύχομαι ολόψυχα και από την καρδιά μου να γίνει αυτό που θα γίνει. Το θεωρώ δεδομένο. Οπότε μπορούμε να συζητάμε για την τρίτη δεκαετία, όχι για τη δεύτερη.
Σας ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ. Thank you very much all. Thank you.
Εμείς ευχαριστούμε.
Thank you so much.